I want to paint you a picture. Imagine waking up to new clients. Your invoices have already been sent. Projects are moving forward all while you sleep. It sounds good, doesn't it? Well, today I'm going to show you how exactly that is possible with the right automations. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a freelancer, a side hustler, you have probably heard about Dubsado, but maybe you haven't really seen what all it can do for you. Dubsado is a CRM, a client relationship management tool, and it helps you run your business on autopilot so you can earn more and work less. Yes, that is what we want here. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some actionable Dubsado strategies and automations that can take your side hustle, your small business to the next level. And by the end, you'll know how to put your admin tasks on autopilot and free up time for what matters most to you. A lot of times I see creative small business owners and freelancers, people who are in the service-based industry, just piecemealing how they work with clients together, thinking that they're saving money or not having to use a new tool or something. It's okay for a time, but ignorance is bliss for only so long. Once you know and understand what a tool like Dubsado can do for you, it is life-changing. I'm going to talk about my business and how it serves me. So I own The Smarter Creative. I help creative small business owners work smarter, not harder. I do a lot of Dubsado setups. I do some coaching, strategy sessions. And on my website, I have ways that you can book directly with me through those different packages. Some of them are contact forms, like lead capture forms on Dubsado. I have call links, all Dubsado call links in there. I have application inside of Dubsado that you can actually like kick off and start working with your Dubsado project with me. And it means that my website is all selling my services, which is great. But then once somebody says, ooh, this is what I need, and they go to take that next action, that next action point is what Dubsado does. Like, what we don't want having happen is just a Squarespace form on your website that then sends you an email and then you have to manually send an email back. Or that form sends you an email and you say, hey, are you available to talk tomorrow? And they say, yeah, that's great. And then you forget about it because it didn't add it to your calendar because it was just an email exchange. Or you send the proposal, they say yes, and then you have to draft the contract, send that over, they sign it. Then once that's signed, then you put a invoice together. Maybe you use QuickBooks or PayPal or Stripe. There's so many different invoicing platforms out there, which is fine. Or maybe you just put like a PDF together as an invoice and then they pay you by check. That is so administratively heavy, all of those different pieces. So we need to streamline that. So when you go to close your computer at 6 o'clock in the evening and go have dinner with your spouse, you're not thinking about work. You're not all of a sudden realizing, oh my gosh, I forgot to send that invoice, or I meant to call that person. Those late night tasks that you didn't remember to do during the day, and they're like coming back at you. Dubsado is there to free you from having to worry that you forgot those things. But Dubsado will only do that if it is set up correctly. I'm going to jump on my computer, show you 4 key automations that you need set up inside of your Dubsado for it to actually cover those admin tasks for you. So let's dive in. I've got a trial Dubsado pulled up here. The first thing I want to talk about is your lead capture. It can be on your website. So if on my website here, I have a lead capture form and it is just embedded here on my site. So this is quite literally, go template form, just a lead capture that is in Dubsado. So it's this, but customed for my business with these different questions. Submit. You just want to make sure that the questions that you have on this lead capture are there. And then in this little share button here, this embed code is what you drop into your website. And I've got a video, I'll link it right now, on how to actually embed your form onto your website just so you see it and know it and have it if you haven't done that before, but it's really straightforward and easy to do. You can also share this direct link with somebody to get them in this form. So as soon as somebody fills out this form, they then get a project created inside of your Dubsado. You get an email notification with all the pieces of information that they submitted. If you have the Dubsado app, you actually get a notification that a new lead came in. Right now, nothing else happens because there's no automations set up for this. So if I go to settings here, it says default workflow, and I can connect a workflow to this. So if I go over, I will not save my changes, to workflows, I can add a workflow, and we're gonna say lead capture, add an action. I probably wanna maybe send an email, maybe you wanna send a scheduler, something like that, and you can type out a email to them. And it could be inquiry received, brand name, obviously spelled correctly, hi, and then we have smart fields down here. So if you do a client smart field with their first name, you can pull it up here. Hi, client name, thank you for reaching out. You can send over a services guide. Maybe you have a Canva doc or a PDF somewhere that you want to share with somebody. You can actually change this into link here to a button, and you can go like whatever the, I don't know, Canva doc is. I like a Canva doc. As soon as you update it, that link is what it is. You can send it as a button. You also have the option of doing a email signature here. We'll apply. So now I have that email will go out as soon as this workflow kicks off. So then I go back to my form, to my lead capture, to my settings, and grab that lead capture workflow. So now as soon as somebody fills this out, not only will I get the email, the notification, but then this workflow is going to kick off, and whatever that next step is in the workflow, that's what's going to happen, which is really, really helpful, especially for making sure you're sending inquiries to you the right information. And this is Dubsado 2.0. Let me pull up inside of Dubsado 3.0. Instead of workflows, they're actually flows. Go to flow templates, add a flow template here, edit this, and name it like lead capture. I'm gonna call it test. And then I'm going to send an email, inquiry received, hi, and then you have your smart fields, which is gonna be this little guy in Dubsado 3.0. So you'll go client first name. I like the first name instead of the full name, but hi, first name. Thank you for reaching out. Here are my services guide. And then I can again do my email signature, which is my brand signature here. And then again, services guide, I can change to a link. I can make it a button, save. And this is black instead of the blue from the 2.0 because of my brand colors. This is just reflecting my brand color. Zoom out, perfect. And I'm gonna create this. And now I have my first step. And I can continue to add steps in here. There are like steps, pause, all kinds of automations in here, but that is creating it inside of Dubsado 3.0. And then I go to my form templates, my lead captures, and I've got different ones that are on here. This is the one that's currently on my website, and I will go to settings, default flow, and I would pick the right flow that kicks this off. So the one that we just created is what I would connect it to. And I'm not entirely sure why it has a setting in Dubsado 2.0. I don't know why it doesn't in 3.0. I'm not using Dubsado 3.0 in my business until it fully comes out of beta. I keep using 2.0 because it works as expected and I trust it a lot more right now, but that is how it works in 3.0. Both are available to you. If you're a new Dubsado user, you just need to go to hello.dubsado.com to see it. The next automation I think is really special to have and really strategic to have is when you book a new client and what happens at that time. So I like to go to workflows, create a workflow, and have like booked client. And then we can add an action, send an email. If you have a welcome guide as a form, you can send it. We could just send an email, welcome, thank you, and maybe thank you. Again, smart field, client, first name. I'm excited to get started. Here is what is next. bop, bop, whatever you want to say. Looking forward to it. And then again, you have your email signature for the business down here, apply. And then this is what happens. And then what happens with a book client is you can really build it out for how you want to work with somebody. It totally depends on your industry, what it is like with working with a client. I like to send a thank you as soon as it gets booked, but you also have options. Maybe you want to send them a kickoff call. Maybe you have a questionnaire that goes out to them. There's all kinds of things to do with that. And inside of Dubsado 3.0, you can add test here. I do want to send a form, and I can select my welcome guide, like an onboarding kit. This already has some verbiage lined up, but I'm going to name it welcome guide. Hey, first name, thank you for booking. Here is what to expect, whatever you want to say. And then we're going to create it. And now that form is going to go out as soon as they book. And again, you can continue to build off of this. Maybe an hour later, you want to set a scheduler. So we're going to send a question call. Maybe it is 1 hour after everything else is completed. We can create it, and now it starts to build on one another as once they've booked with you, like what happens. All right, the third automation is fantastic, comes in the form of payment plans. This is going to affect your invoicing and payment reminders. So when it comes to Dubsado payment plans, they're basically installment payments for a total. So if you are a brand designer and your branding is $3,000 and you ask for 50% due right away and then 50% due once their brand's approved, you would do like a 50-50 split payment plan. There's two ways to do that. You can do installment, either be a percentage 50-50. So we change the percentage to 50 and then add another installment with 50%. Or you could just have it be like one installment, two installment, where it gets divided equally. Either way works. But you do want due dates involved. So the first due date is normally relative to, I like to do contract signing. If they sign the contract, the next bit is probably for them to pay. So once the contract's signed, then the payment date happens, and then you can add reminders here. I like to send a reminder the day after the due date. Let's say they sign the contract and fail to make their payment. I like to send a email. You can write a new canned email here. So it's like, I don't know, invoice not paid. Hi, first name. We are so close to working together. Before we can start, I need your payment. Click below to make your payment online, or let me know if you're having any issues, something like that. And then you can use the smart field, invoice, blah, blah, blah. No, we're gonna do link, invoice link. There we go. I use like smart keys. I never use those anymore. Anyways, all my best, Lauren. And then we would do the business email signature. We're gonna say contract signed, invoice not paid. We're gonna name that canned email, save and apply. And that way they book with you, they sign the contract, and then they get this invoice reminder. The next one, it could be TBD depending on when they approve, or maybe you have a set schedule and it could be relative to the project date. So maybe you start the project 7 days after the project start date is when that next invoice is due, and then you can add payment reminders. These payment reminders can be before, on, or after the due date. And again, you use canned emails to send those payment reminders. And then this is automatically saved. I like to apply this in the booking process, this workflow, so it's on their contract. Inside of Dubsado 3.0, we're gonna go to invoicing and payment plans. And then this is where we're gonna create a new payment plan here. I'm gonna say test, 50-50. And then there's always one installment on here because there has to be at least one. So the due date is going to be relative to contract signing. All the options are the same on 2.0 and 3.0. It's just laid out differently. Again, we can have a reminder. I have an email template, contract signed, invoice not paid. Then I can add a second reminder maybe it's relative to my project start date. So a week after project start, and then we can add reminders here. And that is your payment plan. So when you go to send a booking form to somebody, you have a couple places you put the payment plan. You can put it right on the proposal, or I personally put it on the workflow that sends the proposal, but you can't put it in both places because they'll cancel each other out. So you just need to do whatever's right for you, or you could always manually apply it in creating the invoice and sending it. But that's how payment reminders automatically get sent, is through payment plans. And then the last automation is phenomenal, comes with schedulers and scheduling. Inside of the Dubsado scheduler, you can create templates, and they can have their own availability for every call type that you make. You can have a location, either it's a phone call, it could be a video call if you have your video conferencing connected to Dubsado. Make sure that in your calendar setting, you are connected to a calendar. You have two options when you sync a calendar and link it. You have importing events into Dubsado and then exporting them out of Dubsado. Importing them into Dubsado means Dubsado is going to look at those calendar meetings to find conflicts, and exporting them out of Dubsado means those appointments are going to go on whatever calendar you're sending it to. My main events calendar, I like to import and export. Then I have a personal calendar that I like to link, and I'll import those in. Let's say I have a dentist appointment and it's on my personal calendar but not on my work calendar. I want it to still block off my work calendar because I won't be in the office. That's why you want to link both of them. So it's synced on import, but I like to only export to one calendar. I don't need those events popping up on multiple different calendars. And within the scheduler, you have reminder emails that go out, but they won't go out unless you set them up. So a confirmation email, you can have a custom confirmation email. If you do not set this, there is inside of our canned emails these templates here, and appointment confirmed is what will get used to send that confirmation. And then there are reminder emails that you're able to set up. And you can set up as many of these as you want. So you can have it go out an hour before, 24 hours before, a week before. Let's say you have a really big strategy session and you need them to get their homework in like a week ahead of time. Send a reminder leading up to it here that says, hey, check out your client portal for your homework if you haven't done it yet. Here's all the details to your call, everything like that. So that's where those notifications come into play with the scheduler, and they're so helpful. You can also have a form attached to your appointment scheduler. This is great if you just need a little bit more information. You can also link lead capture calls to it. So you are able to actually have a call on it, which let's see if I think on my website I have one. Yep, so this is a scheduler that's embedded. And if I pick a date and time, this form is linked, and it's basically a copy of the lead capture form that's on my main page, but connected to here. It's different than the one that's on my main page because the workflow that's attached is different. This workflow that's attached to my call form is going to not send out the same email that's connected to my form on my contact page. My contact page, I'm going to send you a link to book a call if you want to. You don't have to jump on a call with me, but if you wanted to, I'm going to send it. But if you just booked a call with me, I'm not going to send you a link to book a call with me. That's confusing. We need different automations for different ways that the client journey is happening. That is what I like to do. Inside of 3.0, they are called events. And we have scheduler templates here, and we can add a scheduler template. And all the same options that are on 2.0 are in 3.0. Under advanced is where our invitation, like confirmation reminder is, and then reminders for the call, the scheduler, are here also. If you want to go like really mega like intense. This is probably like tech 3.0. I created a video on sending text reminders based off of Dubsado bookings. I'll link that above if you want to check it out to figure out how you can actually send text messages to your clients to remind them of your calls. It's not currently native to Dubsado, although I hear it is on the rollout coming out of beta 3.0. So texting confirmations might be a thing in the future. I hope so, but we shall see. Anyways, those are scheduling workflows, automations that happen with it. I love adding these in workflows with booked clients, just having a scheduler when you need to talk to somebody. It's incredibly handy. It replaces Calendly, so you don't have to be paying for another call type. Like Dubsado replaces that, no problem. All right, I told you a little bit about my business, but I want to share about one of my clients who I helped set up her Dubsado. She's got this beautiful like picnic kit business where people can order a picnic kit and it gets delivered, or they can pick it up, and then a couple days later my client's team will go out and pick it up for them, all of that. So before, it was a really manual process where she would go back and forth with people, figure out what they needed, would have to remember to send reminders, but honestly, I don't even think she sent the reminders because it just wasn't a thing. And what I did is created a contact form where somebody says, yes, I'm interested in a picnic kit on this date for this many people, and then Joy would be able to look at her inventory for that date and say, yes, we have availability, here's the link to book, or we are sold out for that day, are you flexible for another weekend, a weekday, is there any changes that could get made? But when she sends the booking link, like, yes, we're available, then that client is able to pick out if they want high picnic tables or low picnic tables with the cutesy pillows and rugs and stuff, and then pick their type of tablescape that she wants. Because one of Joy's just artful, beautiful work is the tablescapes that come with the picnic kits. So not only are you just getting like the tables and chairs or tables and pillows, but you get full decoration, faux floral arrangements, tablescapes, linens, all whatever you need. So you get to pick your design. And she actually has it where it's like a boho theme, a colorful theme, and like something else. So when you go to order it, you get to pick your theme and how many people you're looking to have your picnic kit serve and all these things. And then they can add add-ons, so umbrellas or additional table spot places and things. And the client then has that booking form, and then immediately it takes them to a contract to sign, and then it immediately takes them to pay their invoice, at least a deposit on the invoice. The remainder is not due until closer to the event date. And all of that happens with one click of a button on Joy's side. Like, she just has to make sure she's available that weekend, has the resources, then clicks a button in her Dubsado, and the automations do all the rest to send that booking page, follow up with everything, and it is just so good. And I say all of this, like, it's a lot to set up to make sure that's all taken care of. But I think my favorite part was when Joy sent me an email saying, Lauren, I don't remember the last time I've been able to leave my studio by 6 o'clock, because she just, not only is she delivering on her beautiful picnic kits and creating all the tablescapes and the arrangements, the floral arrangements, thinking about how she's going to grow her business, doing, setups of shoots with other creatives to create beautiful marketing assets and things. She's got all of that running her business, but then also the actual client experience of booking clients, sending reminders as they get closer to the date, what to expect, how to set up the kit, all these things. It's all now automatically done for her, so she's not having to worry about it. And I'm not saying that Dubsado is a set it and forget it type of a thing. You still need to go in there. You still need to make sure that your clients are paying their invoices, doing the things. No system is absolutely perfect, but it carries the load of so much stress for her, and it's what I want for you. And just one other point for that, not only is it for you as a small business owner, is it taking so many of the admin tasks off your plate, but it is creating a beautiful experience for your client. Like, your client knows what to expect. They are getting all the information that they need. you're not ghosting them. Like the system is communicating with them for everything that they need. And that client experience, that hospitality of running a business is so important to me. And I think it should be important to you also. And Dubsado helps with that. Before you can build out your Dubsado, you really do have to think through your entire client experience and what you want that journey to be. I've got a free client experience worksheet down below to help you really process through what you want your client journey to be. How does somebody go from your website into getting into the booking process with you? What happens once they're booked? What happens with offboarding? All of those thoughts, it really guides you through that thought process. So catch it down below. To do that part, before you even set up any of the automations in Dubsado, you really need to know what your client journey is. I really hope this video helped you consider some of the ways that Dubsado can help you automate your admin tasks and free up time for you and really serve your clients well. I'm Lauren with The Smarter Creative. I help creative entrepreneurs work smarter rather than harder. And my channel is all about creating these productivity, helpful tech tool tips for you. If you enjoyed this, do be sure to like this video and subscribe for more. I've got a video here that would benefit you as you think about your Dubsado and how it can be built out. I encourage you to watch it. And until next time, I'll see ya.